Hi there, this is Tim with a quick Elite Dangerous video, and today saw the release of Gamma 1.0, and I'm already in the Sol system. You can see there's Mercury, which has a station. There's Venus, which has a orbital platform. Earth, which I'm currently inside Abraham Lincoln, which I will undock from in a moment. That has multiple stations. Obviously it has the Moon, which has its own station as well. Then you have Mars, which is obviously terraformed, suitable for water-based life, and that has a station. Then you have the asteroid belt, Jupiter, which obviously has its moons, Io, which has a station, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, and this is Saturn, which has its moons as well. Can't pronounce that one. Tethys, Dione, Rhea, Titan, which has a station, and Iapetus, I think. Uranus, which has Ariel, Umbriel, Titiana, and Oberon. Neptune, which has Triton, and then you have Pluto and Charon. Now the Sol system is obviously at coordinates 0, 0. As you can see on the left, it's famous as the birthplace of both humanity and the political capital of the Federation. It's somewhere that every human is, or every rich human is supposed to visit once in their lifetime, so this is probably my time. I'm undocking in a standard Sidewinder from the Abraham Lincoln orbiter.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
And over on the right you can now see Earth. What you're actually seeing there, kind of in the center of the sphere, is actually India. It's upside down as kind of the direction that we normally know it. I'm just going to stop outside this station and quickly take some video footage. Now if you don't know what I'm doing here, obviously I'm in a Sidewinder, and if you press Shift, Alt and G all at the same time, it basically hides the hood, so any ship that flies directly into the center of my view right now, it won't get the kind of orange box around it. It's just useful for screenshots and videos and things like this to be able to turn those off. Just getting a little bit closer so that I can frame this ship coming out of the docking port. And somewhere here is the shot that I actually wanted, so I'm going to stop rotating and just let the station rotate by itself. And almost done with this, and I'll be going to go and take a look at Earth in a moment. As you can see, there's a lot of big ships around in this area. I suspect if you have a bad rating or a wanted status or anything like that, you'd be in big trouble in this system. But I have actually been interdicted by a pirate in this system, which is quite interesting.
Frameshift drive charging.
So now I've kind of rotated so that you can see
2
the Earth kind of the right way up, the way that we commonly recognize it, and you can see India in just about the center of the sphere. You can see Africa on the left side. Middle East at the top of the screen. Europe is in darkness. I can't really see it there. India in the center of the screen again right now. Just going to head over here and see if I can see Australia. Probably hit Indonesia and everything first. They've done a pretty good job with the mapping of Earth, I think. It looks pretty good. And Australia is just coming into view now. Clouds look great and everything, separated from the actual ground. You know, you can kind of see a little shadow underneath them, which is perfect. You can see Tasmania there. And somewhere over here should be New Zealand. Okay, I think that's it. And obviously a little bit further down here you should have Antarctica, which actually does seem to have a little bit of ice around, so that's actually a good sign for those of us that are worried about the climate, is that in the 3200s it actually still seems to be iced over. Just going to move a little bit further away. Apologies for any background noise, by the way. I do actually have another kid here today that isn't mine, so there's a little bit of noise in the background maybe. Okay, dropping out of Super Cruise. Turned off the on-screen display again. And looking up, just going to rotate the Earth so it's a more recognizable direction. And there you go. I think they've done a really good job with this. It is very recognizably Earth. You can see Japan at the top there. It's yeah, really quite pleased with how it looks. Just going to record some more video. This is just basically for me to use in the future if I want to put in a shot of Earth or anything like that in a video. Anyway, while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about what's new in the Gamma. I think I'm just going to move around a little bit. Anyway, the playable area is no longer restricted to the beta bubbles, so basically you can now travel the whole galaxy. They've added a Python ship, Orca ship. They've added the Kickstarter locations. They've added Freegulls, not really sure what that is. Capital ship events have been added. And basically there's a number of bug fixes and little changes. One of the big ones is that cargo hatch will now eject cargo when it's malfunctioning, so if you're a pirate you can now effectively attack a cargo hatch, and you should be able to get the cargo. So if you interdict someone, tell them to drop their cargo, they decide not to, you can make them, which is quite nice. Just moved around a little bit here. You can see the Arctic at the top there. There's a pretty nice kind of polar cap there, which I think it would be, judging where the sun is, I think it would be the I think it would be closing in on the winter for the Arctic. So that's actually not a very big polar ice cap. Anyway, in the center of the screen there you could see Africa and Middle East. Going to head now and actually look at the moon. I'll do another video after the after this, kind of showing more of the gamma, but I wanted to get out a video showing Earth and a little bit of the solar system kind of as soon as possible. It actually took a little bit of time to get here. There's no scenario where you actually start in the solar system, so I had to kind of navigate my way here, kind of something like 115 light years or something, so it was a pretty long way. Closing in on the moon now. I don't know why, I've always found the moon to be more aesthetically pleasing, I guess I would say. It's I think it's kind of like a black and white photograph, you know. There's something in something that's effectively grayscale, as opposed to the full colour Earth. So like I said, basically, if you have a Sidewinder, you can look up out of the top window with a pretty much unobstructed view. And if you don't want kind of the orange squares around objects that you're actually looking at out of the top window, you can use the Shift, Alt and G command to hide the hood. And that's basically what I'm doing here. So I'm able to, while I'm looking up like this, I was able to take a high-res screenshot, which by default that is Alt and F10. A normal screenshot is just F10. This is basically how people get those really nice full screen screenshots that you'll see posted on Twitter and things. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this very brief look at the solar system system map, the kind of texturing and everything of Earth and the Moon. I think they've done a pretty good job. They're very recognizably the Earth and the Moon, and I'll upload a video about the gamma probably after Frontier have streamed the event on Twitch this evening. Thanks. Bye.